Hi everyone, I'm Jules, and today I will be showing you how you can use a simple 4-step process to create an effective message. So let's say you have a good idea, but no one really believes in it because you can't put it into a clear explanation. So you ask yourself, how can I have them understand where I'm coming from? Well, you see, communicating your message effectively is a skill that is often overlooked. We take for granted that we can simply make statements using our logic and others will understand, but most of the time that simply isn't the case. And that's why in this video, we're going to show you how to tackle the 3 known methods of communicating your message effectively and merge them together into a simple formula that you can use. First, let's begin by going through each of the methods briefly. Method 1, the elevator pitch. So imagine you're at work one day and you get into the elevator where you're alone with the CEO of the company. Well, what do you say? That's when the elevator pitch comes into play. Typically, you'll want to make it about 1 to 2 minutes at most, and make sure that it's clear and straight to the point. But this leads us to another question. How do you construct one? The first thing you'll need to do is understand your idea. Break it down to the basics, then go into its details. This is the foundation of the elevator speech. Next, you'll want to understand the circumstances. In other words, identify and understand the problem or inefficiency at hand. This leads us to the last step, which is your selling point. And what you're looking for is the answer to this question. How will things be better if you implemented your solution? In other words, what differentiates your idea from the current process and how will it allow for things to become more efficient? So once you've understood each of these 3 concepts you see on your screen right now, you'll be ready to create your very own elevator speech. Now, a second method you could use to express an idea is through an inspirational message. In other words, what Simon Sinek would refer to as your why. Essentially, what he did is break down a process into 3 layers. The outermost and quite commonly known layer represents your what. In other words, you need to understand what your product or service is, and most people do. Going one step deeper is understanding your how, or how you develop and communicate your product or service. This again is commonly known within the processes. Now, what differentiates any company from a successful company and is the root of the inspirational message is understanding your why. What this refers to is knowing why you're doing what you're doing. Why are you offering your service? Why are you offering your product? What is the fundamental purpose of doing what it is you are doing? Once you can identify that, and once you can identify yourself with that, at that point, your process will become efficient. And then you ask yourself, how can you use this to build your inspirational message? Well, first, you have to identify your why. This will then allow for you to identify your what. And once you have that, then you can finish by identifying your how. Now, the last method we're going to show you today is called the value proposition. This is applicable when you're introducing a new product to the market, and essentially what you're going to do with it is show all of its benefits and make sure that you can communicate the quantifiable advantages of it. As per this example, assume you're introducing this new tablet to the market. You'll want to show all of its features, such as its RAM, its battery life, and so on. So as you can see, all 3 methods have their merit, and they are all equally effective when used in the right situation. We even recommend merging them together to really capture your audience. And you can do exactly that by following the 4 steps to effective communication. Step 1, find your why. Grab a loose leaf and brainstorm what we spoke about earlier. If you don't know where to start, ask yourself, what resonates with you? What do you care about? Once you have the answer to that, then try the method of the 5 whys. Essentially, once you know what you care about, ask yourself why that is, then proceed to do so 4 more times until you find the root of your idea. Leading into step 2, you need to know your audience. Understand what it is that they value, and you want to make sure that whatever it is you're proposing is in line with their beliefs. Then you ask yourself, what is important to them? Back to the example of speaking with your CEO. He or she will likely prioritize pleasing shareholders over implementing a method to brew better coffee for the employees. Step 3. You have to be inclusive. Don't sound like an ad campaign. Target the right people and have them partner with you. A little tip we offer is to use personal pronouns to emphasize on the partnership. And the last step is step 4, which could arguably be the most challenging one of all. And that is, you have to be open to feedback. Listen to what your audience has to say. In the end of the day, your goal is to partner with them for your idea, but in order to do so, you have to allow for them to give their input as well. Take whatever it is that they tell you and adjust accordingly, and that way you're guaranteeing your success. I hope that this information was helpful to you. For more resources, visit our website at www.azconsulting-sp.com.